In my work as interim general secretary, I live in my hometown of Omaha, Nebraska, and make regular trips to Valley Forge. But when I was in Omaha recently, I had to go out and trim a bush back that had overgrown. Even though it had no sign of life, it was dormant. This was in February on an unusually warm Saturday afternoon. I went out to cut some of the branches off this bush to get it back out of the way. And what I discovered is that the bush was certainly not dead. It was dormant, but it was not dead. The clippers wouldn't go through the stem, and it scraped the skin of that stem a little bit, and it was bright green underneath and sinewy. The growth was there. That bush is ready for spring, even though it doesn't show it when you just see it. And that made me think of a church that I used to work with when I was executive minister in Nebraska, a church in Guide Rock, Nebraska. And last week, the executive minister now, Robin Stoops, told me, by the way, he said, Guide Rock is growing. And I said, what? Because Guide Rock always had like 12 to 15 members, tiny little town, nothing there, tumbleweed in the main street. What on earth has happened that Guide Rock is growing? The people were wonderful. And I said, well, I know a church in another town closed. Did those people come over? Robin said, one couple came over from that church, but they're now running about 35 in worship. I couldn't believe it. Talk about a message of spring, and what looks dormant or dead maybe has some life in it after all. The bush and the Guide Rock church both have another season, and they just need to be freed up to live into that season. So my message right now is that the good news is the good news. The good news is that life is breaking out in places we never believed it would happen. The Spirit is moving dramatically in the lives of our people and our churches. Be ready. We're ready for another season. The good news is the good news.